Hi,
Good morning.
this is Kim,
This is Andy.
and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book. But first, we have 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. Okay, so you can do this reading.
March 28th. The Great Spirit. This is by Red Jacket.
Sagoya Wata.
Seneca. The Great Spirit will not punish us for what we do not know.
Right,
The Great Spirit will not punish us for what we do not know.
right.
Wow.
I mean, does that make sense here?
Mm-hmm. Did you know the totem pole has been a part of the Alaskan tribe's history for centuries? Carved from a column of wood, the pole depicts various animal and mythological symbols important to the individual family and/or tribe.
Yeah, yeah. And Red Jacket, Sagoya Wata lived from 1752 to 1830, and he was a Seneca. I love this idea. I think that's so true. That's the value of innocence. Of course, though, when your innocence is gone, you can't pretend that you're still innocent of something. But
That doesn't work in our society. Ignorance of
ignorance
the
of the
law
law.
is no excuse.
Well, I think that's the failing of the leaders, the failure to educate and involve the common people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're punishing ignorance of the law is no excuse, and the law changes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that puts a huge responsibility on the educators. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we're failing that. We're
We
like,
are.
and we're just saying that, well, that doesn't matter because it's just inconvenient for us, and those people aren't worth educating anyway. That's literally what we're telling them, what we're saying by that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that, but you can't expect the law to be as complicated and as you know what I mean. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's some simple basic things, but a lot of things like tax codes and stuff change all the freaking
Mm-hmm.
time. You can't
Right.
expect people to okay, so you have to make that more effort if you want to make that claim. Then ethically you have this effort have to make this effort to educate the public
Mm-hmm.
if you expect them to have to care about this, right?
Using your tax code as an example, that would
Yeah,
be nearly impossible because some people spend their whole working careers trying to interpret the tax code correctly.
yeah,
So how can the average person?
and they get paid average. If you don't make a lot of money, how can you afford to know all this stuff? See, it's so rigged. It's rigged against common people. Yeah, it's rigged to milk them, to use them as pawns, and to push them this way and that way, and not to care about them. It's a bad system. It's
So that was the appeal of the Trump movement. The system is rigged.
but it's true in that way. So now you see why Trump has got where he got.
Mhm.
Because that's true in a lot of ways. We've failed them. We
Sorry,
failed those people.
Let's not talk about Trump. Let's talk
Okay.
about.
All right. Okay. The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, translation by Ralph Allen Dale. You.
You want me to read that?
Yeah.
Okay. How to prepare for the great integrity. Those who know don't lecture. Those who lecture don't know.
Aha.
To prepare the way for the great integrity, close the rationalizing routes, shut the gloomy gates, blunt the sharp edges, release those who are tethered, soften the blinding lights, unite the world. We cannot achieve the great integrity through intimacy or emotional detachment, nor through posturing or humility. Since the great integrity makes no judgment or demands, how will we know when it has arrived? When it permeates us with its universal isness. Interesting.
Isness.
I like the thought of the great integrity, though.
Yeah. Turn page. I'm so fussy. Yeah. Okay. So do you have any more thoughts on that about that?
Just that it's greatly appealing. The thought, the notion of the great integrity.
Everything kind of hangs together in the middle, and we're all attached to the one.
Mhm.
I I I fight with this idea that everything is one. We're all one. I would rather say, okay, we're all attached to. We're all come from the one. We all are, but we have to respect our differences also, and that's important. All is many,
Mhm.
not just because if we go with this all is one thing, then that merges into some kind of like a zombie culture where everybody has that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that's really antithetical to harmony. You need different kinds of instruments to make a symphony.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
And more than one color to paint a picture.
Well said. Well said. Beautifully said.
Let's go on to the Urantia book.
Okay, let's go on to the Urantia book.
Paper 41.
Physical aspects of the local universe. I'm just going to read to you the introduction today. The characteristic space phenomenon which sets off each local creation from all others is the presence of the creative spirit. Okay, so the creative spirit is part of what makes all the phenomenon separate. Okay,
Mhm.
Al-Nebadon is certainly pervaded by the space presence of the divine minister of Salvington, and such presence must as certainly ter- just as certainly terminates at the outer borders of our local universe. That which is pervaded by our local universe mother spirit is Nebadon. That which extends beyond her space presence is outside Nebadon, being the extra Nebadon space regions of the superuniverse of Orvantin, other local universes. So that makes me wonder, so like our space is permeated by our mother spirit. Is that like butt up against another local universe, or is there some space in between,
between the spaces.
space between our universe and another universe that
Hmm.
or is it kind of like all you know close together? I don't know.
I would like to think that there would be space
Okay.
if it's not
Crowded.
crowded, but it's not butting up against the next neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, the administrative organization of the grand universe discloses a clear cut division between the governments of the central, super, and local universes. And while these divisions are astronomically paralleled in the space separation of Helena and the seven super universes, no clear lines of physical demarcation set off the local creations. So there's not really clear lines of demarcation between one universe and the next. It's just if the mother spirit is pervaded, is in that space, then that's our universe. Okay. Even the major and minor sectors of Orvantin are to us clearly distinguishable, but it is not so easy to identify the physical boundaries of the local universes.
Mm. See.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is because these local creations are administratively organized in accordance with certain creative principles governing the segmentation of the total energy charge of a superuniverse.
Hmm.
Whereas their physical components, the spheres of space, suns, dark islands, planets, etc., take origin primarily from nebulae, and these make their astronomical appearance in accordance with certain pre creative, transcendental plans of the
Hmm.
architects of the master universe.
Hmm. Wow.
Okay, you go here.
One or more, even many, such nebulae may be encompassed within the domain of a single local universe, even as Nebadon was physically assembled out of the stellar and planetary progeny of
Andronover.
Andronover and other.
You remember reading
nebulae.
about the Andronover Nebula?
I'm not sure I do.
Yeah, that was like at the beginning of like what made our um world and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, Urantia and Momesha is the name of our solar system and stuff that came from the Andronover Nebula.
Okay. The spheres of Nebadon are of diverse nebular ancestry, but they all had a certain minimum commonness of space motion, which was so adjusted by the intelligent efforts of the power directors as to produce our present aggregation of space bodies, which travel along together as a continuous unit over the orbits of the superuniverse. Such is the constitution of the local star cloud of Nebadon, which today swings in an increasingly settled orbit about the Sagittarius center of that minor sector of Orvonton to which our local creation belongs. So that's very interesting to me. I'm aware that our solar system moves around the Milky Way, our galaxy. But apparently,
There's
everything
more.
is in motion around
Yeah.
larger star clouds.
Yeah, and about the Sagittarius center.
Mhm.
So like when I think about the Sagittarius center, I'm thinking about like this constellation Sagittarius, the sign Sagittarius, but you know what? It might not have to do exactly with that. Nebadon, this is like the whole universe of Nebadon swings about a Sagittarius center
Hmm.
of the minor sector of Orvonton. Okay, so the Sagittarius is probably the constellation of Sagittarius is probably in that general direction of what Nebadon circles around the minor sector.
Mhm.
Okay.
So our universe is moving around the super universe
Yeah,
the same way our solar system moves around the galaxy.
yeah, yeah. And the super universes move around Havona. And there's
Mm-hmm.
probably another level in there where the things move around in the universe, but the universe is moving around the Sagittarius thing. Meanwhile, that whole thing is moving around this Uversa or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
all these nested
Mm-hmm.
kind of kind of
Everything is in motion.
yeah, everything is in motion. Yeah, and that makes beautiful kind of a picture. Yeah.
So if everything is in motion, that would require some higher math to calculate your
I'm not going to
trajectory
do
to
higher.
travel
Yeah,
to another part of the universe
that'll be
because it's all
hard
in
because
motion.
everything is, yeah.
By the time you got where you were going, it would have all moved. So you would have had to lead your aiming point per the motion of the destination.
Spoken like an archer.
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's true. But I'll leave that to the astrophysicists.
Right.
Okay,
I
but
don't. I
so
don't. I don't do higher math myself.
I'm, I tried sometimes. It's just hard for me. So yeah,
Subtraction and addition and multiplication work for me.
I can do algebra.
That's good.
I can do algebra. I understand the concept of calculus, but I don't really do calculus. I can kind of do calculus, not really though. I kind of fake it, you know. I shouldn't do that.
I tried to fake it in college algebra, but it didn't work real well.
I could teach you algebra if you really wanted to spend some time on it, but But I think you have more Andy things to do.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm good at what I do.
You're wonderful at what you do. You are. You're amazing.
Well, we're
Okay.
amazing at this too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is fun. We'll talk about this more.
We'll leave it there.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here with me today. And yeah, and have a really good day. Okay.
Have a great day.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.